What's up guys, Steven here, welcome back to another video, and today we're taking a closer look at one of the best true wireless earbuds on the market, and that are the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 4. You have maybe already seen my review of the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 and I was really impressed by the microphone. Now, I was standing next to my motorbike with the engine on, that's around 90 decibels, and the FreeBuds Pro 3, they basically filtered out the whole engine noise and you could hear me talking without hearing anything from the motorbike. So let's start the motorbike. And yeah guys, listen now to my voice, to the quality of the microphone. Honestly guys, this test was really impressive. But Huawei takes it even further with the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 4, because they now include a high sensitivity bone conducting BPU microphone that picks up vibration from your bones for even better voice capture. Of course, we also have improved AI algorithms and they really claim to filter out up to 100 decibels of environmental noise. So for the for being outside where there's noisy cars, this can be a total game changer. And today in this review, we're going to check them out. We're going to check out the sound quality, but also put a big focus on the microphone quality. So let's go and let's check them out. So guys, there we go. Let's have a closer look at the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 4. And well, packaging looks absolutely premium. I just got them here in the green version, and let's open it up and let me show you how it works. And we'll also test it out with the new Huawei Mate X6 to really get the highest sound quality out of them. All right, so there we go. Let's have a closer look. And as you can see, they're already branded with Huawei Sound, with that new logo, which you can see right over here. Then let's put it aside, and in here, there is something new which you need to check out. There is the silicone ear tips, you probably already know. So that are just regular silicone-based material ear tips, but there's also other ear tips, and they're called shape memory foam ear tips. They actually will adjust to your ear canal and stay in that form, you know, just like memory foam pillows. And that improves the noise cancellation by 30 degrees because you're getting a better seal inside of your ear canal. So let's check out first the ear tips. And there we go. This is looking beautiful. Premium, like you always know from Huawei products. The silicone ear tips right over here. And the memory foam, the silicone feels like a smoother surface, but the memory foam is really squishy, and you see how it creases in there and stays a bit like this. So it will perfectly seal your ear canal, and I'm really excited to try them out. So we'll definitely go for the ear tips. Now, if we have a closer look at the FreeBuds and the case here, you can see the green version actually looks really beautiful. Here, that glass and with that golden accent with the Huawei logo, also golden accent around the Type-C port. And it has a speaker now because it makes some funny sound if you open it up. Or actually, now not, because probably I deactivated it in the software. Anyhow, there is also an LED. And as in the previous generations, there's also a button on the right side. So if you hold this button, you actually enter the pairing mode. So it's very easy to get in there. The inside of the case looks really fabulous. Pay attention to all the golden details there on the inside. The hinge, polished gold, looks really, really cool. It's also now easy to take them out. So I'm just doing this now for the third time. And you see, no problem at all. I could even with one finger just roll them over out. On some earbuds, sometimes it's difficult to get them out of the case. And here on the FreeBuds 4 Pro, not an issue. So you can just flip them out like this. Also, it's magnetic on the inside. So if you just drop them in, they will slide into the place being held by magnets. So they don't fall out of the case. And that magnet is really strong. So that's some premium build quality right over here. Now, it's not only available in green, there's also black and white, and black with golden accents really looks fabulous. Actually, the green version I thought is really special already, but black is my all-time favorite. Now the charging case weighs around 47 grams, while the earbuds weigh around 5.8 grams, so really lightweight. And let's have a closer look at them. So let's check out the earbuds, and they have that pinch function, as you will see later, as well as a slide functionality. And the design, I think it's really beautiful. Golden accents also here, Huawei sound, the new logo, Huawei right over here. Getting out the tips is easy, so there are tips pre-installed, plus you have the extra tips, so you actually have a lot of those tips. And I will not put the memory foam tips on there. Usually I use medium, but let's see how that one goes. And you see it just pops on there, so very easy to do. And that material, it looks nice. I never had in-ears with memory foam. I can just think it must be cool. So here you can see also several openings because, well, we have plenty of microphones on those earbuds, and here the contacts for charging. So overall, from the craftsmanship, build quality, that looks really fantastic. So let's take off also the earbuds here. And also it's very easy to clean. So once you want to clean your in-ears, you just take off the earbuds, you just wipe them with some isopropylic alcohol also around here, and you're done. So very easy and simple. All right, we'll later do a quick fit test, but now let's talk about some other things what you can find inside of the box. And there we go. Let's open this up. In here we find a little user manual, and also there should be a cable included. It's a tiny Type-C charging cable, as you can see, so you can actually charge your earbuds with the USB-C port. Now, talking about the methods on how to charge them, well, you can use the supplied USB cable to charge it. That is 5 volts, 0.5 amps or above, or you can use the wireless charger, which supports up to 5 watts. So the charging time is around 40 minutes for the earbuds inside of the charging case, and it's about 1 hour for the charging case without the earbuds wired, and around 150 minutes for the charging case with the earbuds wireless. And this data comes from the Huawei lab tests, and it's also pretty accurate to the real-life user scenario. Now, talking about battery life, so battery life really depends if you're using noise cancelling or not. And also it depends on the audio quality you're using. So those earbuds, they support the L2HC codec and LDAC, but we'll talk later about that and the compatibility with smartphones anyway. Now, if you have noise cancelling enabled and you're using the high bitrate codec, you get up to 4.5 hours after full charge, and up to 22 hours when used with the charging case. Remember, this is with noise cancelling and the highest bitrate. Now, it goes up to 6.5 hours if you're using noise cancelling disabled. If you just use the AAC codec, if you don't care so much about the audio quality but still get great audio quality anyway, you get up to 7 hours with noise cancelling disabled, and with noise cancelling up to 5 hours. So it's like half an hour more. So you see the codec difference doesn't really do too much to the overall battery life. For voice calls, you also get around, with noise cancelling disabled, 4.5 hours on a full charge, and with noise cancelling 3.5 hours on a full charge, because, well, also microphone, etc., that also drains some of your battery. And the earbuds have an IP54 waterproof rating, but remember, the case is not waterproof. So that means if you're using the earbuds for workouts where you sweat, maybe there's some light rain, not a problem at all, but you shouldn't leave your case somewhere outside where it's raining, because the case, as you can see, there's no seal whatsoever, USB port, so that could be water entry. All right, that's it regarding the basic specifications, and also regarding the design. Honestly, I have to say they look fantastic, the case feels fantastic, and the materials used just really premium. But the most important thing is actually, how does the app look like, how is the compatibility, and how is the microphone quality? Because the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3, they had the best microphone that I've ever experienced on earbuds in any kind of form. So let's have a closer look now on the phone. Alright, so now let's check it out on the smartphone, and to get the highest sound quality out of it, we're using the Huawei Mate X6. So this phone is capable of getting the highest bitrate out of the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 4. So the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3, they had a maximum bitrate of 1.5 megabit per second. Now it has been upgraded to 2.3 megabit per second lossless audio transmission. That's actually impressive. Now for all the audiophile people, you will actually see this comes very close to just using a cable, and this wirelessly. So we're talking here about 48 kilohertz 24-bit lossless audio, which this standard enables. The only thing is, it currently only works with the Huawei Mate X6. So if you're using another device or even an iPhone, well, you have to step back because you cannot use the 2.3 megabits per second quality. Nevertheless, they sound also good on iOS. We'll talk about later that in detail. So first of all, I want to show you how it looks like. So we're here connected, and in here you can see the connection center. You have your sound where you have the noise control. You can switch it between noise cancelling off, noise cancelling, which basically blocks out the environment, but you have to have the earbuds in your ear for that, and the awareness mode. As you can see, you also need to put your earbuds in your ear to switch, which makes you capable of hearing your surroundings by still listening to the music. It's very great if you're outside, you don't want to be blocked because there could be, you know, a car coming, someone screaming or whatever. Usually when I'm outside, when I'm cycling even, I use the awareness mode. When I'm in the airplane or even in the office and I don't want to hear my colleagues, I put it on noise cancelling. There is also HD spatial audio, which works either in a fixed position, you can switch it off, or head tracked. And also there are various spatial effects that you can turn on, like theater, movie theater, or concert hall. And yeah, to be really honest, spatial audio, I don't really listen to that much. It's nice to experience it, but for people who use spatial audio content, well, you have all the effects and fine-tuning here. Now, Huawei Sound introduced also something that's more like an equalizer. Usually, yeah, some equalizers, they are very basic, you know, they just switch the frequencies around, but those things here under professional, like the classical Huawei Sound, let's say like this is an equalizer that is fine-tuned by really an orchestra, by professionals that know about music, and those presets, with them, you just get the most out of it. I really enjoyed it, using it just in balanced professional, but if you like to listen to classic music, then yeah, try it out because it sounds absolutely fantastic, especially in combination with the Huawei Mate X6. Now talking about sound quality, you have different settings. You can either emphasize on the connection quality and you can prioritize sound quality. To be honest, I had it all the time now in prioritized sound quality, and I had no connection issues. Nevertheless, if there are a lot of frequencies around and you want to more have a stable connection, you can try to switch here to this preset. Also, when recording, you can now switch in here if you want to use the microphone of the FreeBuds, because it's a fantastic microphone, better than on the smartphone. Then you can choose here to record audio, for instance, with your FreeBuds, or even record videos. And the pickup mode, as you can see, can also be changed here. So this is basically if it should pick up voices or surroundings, which you can see here, which reduces the ambient noise and highlight voices. This is what I use usually because I want to record my voice, or if you want to capture the ambient sound realistically. So you can choose between in here. And it supports HD recording for premium quality with a maximum bandwidth of 20 kilohertz. Also, there's the voice assistant in there, which you can enable in there. And you can also choose how to activate the voice assistant, like double tap the left button, double tap the right button, or pinch and hold left or right. So whatever you want to, but I will now keep it for the test on double tap the left button. If you lose, for instance, your earbuds, you can actually play a sound. You can play a sound here. So let me just do that on the left earbud. And it is quite loud. I'm not sure if you can hear that. But this definitely helps to find your earbuds. I had the situation once, I lost my earbuds in the plane. This feature would be really, really helpful. You can also do it on the right earbud. Or you can even locate it on the map, but for that, well, I don't want to show my location right now, but you have to be logged in. Then you can also locate them on the map just in case if you lose them. All right, so let's put them back. And last but not least, here we have a few settings to adjust. So you can use them for audios, for calls, for media, and if you don't want to use them, for instance, for calls, you can also disable that feature. There is a wear detection, which you can turn off, really important, because I don't like that when I take out one earbud that it stops the music. There's also a switch for dynamic latency, charging case tones. I told you before, the case has a speaker and it makes some sound, for instance, when you open it up, and can only be enabled when the buds are in the case and the lid is open. Okay. And the charging case tone, well, it has the speaker right over here, so it can also make some noise. And there is also smart charge. Now, this is basically to preserve battery life. Yeah, that's it for adjusting the charging limit. So this is basically everything you can find in here, but we are not stopping here right now. Let me just show you something else. So I will now connect to an iPhone, and there we go. So we're now connected to the iPhone. We'll connect here to the Mate X6. Connection successful. And let me just show you how that looks like if I go now in here to the connection center. So you can switch between devices seamlessly. So I can switch from the Mate X6, for instance, to my tablet or to the computer, but also even to iOS devices. So if you have, for instance, another phone, which is an iPhone or whatever, or your wife or whatever, then as you can see, you can switch between those devices seamlessly, which is also pretty cool, that multi-connection functionality, because you can use it across all your devices and you don't need to pair again and do something like that, which can be really annoying. Now, if you're already familiar with Huawei FreeBuds, you know that there was always the AI Live application, which you can see right over here. And you can still use that application where you have all your Huawei devices in there, and you can also manage your FreeBuds, but basically that is not needed anymore, as you can simply go here to the settings, and this is where we were before in the so-called audio manager, where you can do really all the adjustments. And I forgot to mention, down here is also the Bluetooth audio codec, which you can choose. So on the Mate X6, you can see you have the option between L2HC and LDAC. We'll later switch to an iPhone so I can show you the actual difference in terms of codec functionality and how the app looks like. But as you can see, this is basically the same thing. If you open up AI Live and you choose your FreeBuds, you also have the options right over here, and you don't need that application, so it just made things now in EMUI much easier. So now let me show you how it works on other devices, and just to demonstrate that, I will show it to you on an iPhone. So on the iPhone, you can see that the AI Live application basically looks very similar. There are just some tiny differences. All the shortcuts, everything is working, noise cancellation, the switches are working. Just the HD spatial audio, as you can see, this is missing. On Huawei Sound, also the professional equalizers are in there, so that's also quite important. Then here in the settings, you actually see a lot of less things. You can activate the low latency, but you don't have the option of LDAC or L2HC. So codec wise, well, it's using AAC instead. It's still, I think, 990 kilobits per second, so you still get great sound quality. I've tested out, I was switching between the Mate X6 and the iPhone, and I'm not a very audiophile person, so honestly, for me, it definitely sounded better on the Mate X6, but I wouldn't really notice if I don't pay close attention. So this is how good they already work across devices. Now, for audiophile persons, you will definitely notice it, especially if you're listening to audio files with high quality. But nevertheless, I have to be honest, for me personally, they sound great. It doesn't matter if it's an iPhone, if it's another Android device, or if it's the Mate X6. But you know, for people that really focus on audio quality, probably you would hear the difference within the first seconds. So guys, it's now time for a quick sound test, and let's talk quickly about the ear tips. Now the memory foam ear tips are great. I think the noise cancellation really improves, but there is something about the size which I want to address. Now usually for silicone ear tips, the pre-installed ones, which is usually medium, fits perfectly well. Then I tried the medium memory foam, and you notice that the material is a bit thicker than the silicone. So the medium didn't fit very well, so I had to switch back to small. Now if you have a very small ear canal and you use XS silicone tips, I'm not sure if the memory foam in the small one will suit you very well. But anyhow, there are many ear tips included, try it out, or you can even get some other ear tips from the aftermarket. Then now let's have a closer look at the earbuds. So I will show you how that looks like. So just put it in, turn, and they sit. Same here on the other side. And I cannot basically hear anything from my surroundings. I just hear myself talking, which is a little bit awkward. But let's go here to the settings. And in here, there is a fit test. Basically, that fit test you just need to do once you have picked some comfortable ear tips. And you go here to the ear tip fit test. And it will play now some music and sound, and actually the software will analyze if those ear tips are a good fit. Good fit. So once you have a good fit in there, you know you're good. You just need to check in your ears if they feel good from the pressure. But for me, the small-sized memory foam ear tips are definitely the best. So guys, now let's talk about the sound quality. And I tried it out with Apple Music on the Mate X6. Now Apple Music also works on Android. It also even works on Huawei devices without a problem. And as you can see, I'm currently, where is it? If we go here to the audio quality, you can see I'm using lossless audio. Now, Apple Music and in general iPhones, they don't support LDAC or L2HC codec. So also if you use the FreeBuds with an iPhone, you get maximum AAC. But as you can see right over here, I switched to the ALAC codec, and honestly, in Apple Music, even though that's a total different codec, combined with the Mate X6, it sounds really, really good. Now, I listen to my favorite music. It's a lot of rock and classics and some alternative, and they sound very well balanced. Even at maximum volume is still crystal clear, which I don't have with some in-ears that at maximum volume they sound like fading out a bit. Here, nothing, really very clear, very well balanced. Not too bass heavy, but very clear bass. And talking about sound quality is, you know, always a personal opinion. I can just encourage you, go and try them out, listen for yourself. For me, honestly, I think they sound really great, but I'm not the most audiophile person. But in terms of sound quality, I would give them really, I would say 9.5 out of 10. Now, I didn't talk about gesture controls yet, but let's have a closer look. So in the Huawei Audio Manager or in the AI Live application, depending on which device you're using, you can set all those gestures, and it's very customizable. Now, the pinch gesture, you have it on both of the earbuds, so you can just pinch it. And for instance, to do it once is to answer or end a call. Now, when you're not in the call, it's play and pause. So now it started to play the music. Now I pinch again and it stops. And you see, you can also skip those options or rebind them to other options. So it's actually very, very customizable. The same goes for the tap function. Now the tap function is on the outside surface here. So you can tap just once. It's for instance to answer and end a call. Or to play and pause is for instance set by default to double tap. So now just play some music. And it's working really good. So you just tap anyhow, any earbud, as you can see. Then also you can give it a different option. If you don't want to play and pause with two taps, you can just set it to the next song, for instance. Double tap is always set here, as you can see, when there is a call to answer and end the call, because there is for sure no other option. And a single tap, as you can see, it doesn't exist, because a single tap could be also something you accidentally touch something, and that's why they have double tap and triple tap function. But there's also pinch and hold. Now, if you pinch and hold, for instance, the right earbud, then it switches the noise control. And it's working pretty good, just it requires sometimes a little bit of more pressing force, I would say. It's not like you just put your finger on there, you really have to pinch it. And there is swipe, but swipe is now not on the outside of the earbud, it's also on the inside of that area. And here you just feel it with your finger, it's very intuitive, and here you can adjust the volume, it's just volume up or volume down. I think the gesture controls are really nice, and there's also a lot of things included that prevents mistouches, because there's no single tap, the swipe is in here, to pinch you have to really press a little bit. Honestly, I really like it. The controls are simple, easy to use, and it prevents mistouches. So guys, it's now time for a microphone test. And we're 3 people, it's me and 2 employees now. We moved to a new office, and you can see my repair setup here because I do a lot of electronic repairs. And some of those machines are noisy. Now, I have a problem. One of my employees does calls mostly the whole day. And he always complains when I'm using some of the machines that it's too noisy. So I gave him the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 because I still had them. And he said, it is perfect, the people are not listening anything, and he doesn't listen to the machine because of noise cancelling. So let me show you what I mean. This BGA machine is really quite noisy. Fan noise, and there is noise here from the machine going up and down. The motors is quite heavy, and even you feel it a bit on the floor. So it's very noisy, shaky. And now let me switch to the microphone of the FreeBuds Pro 4. And just check this out, the machine is still running. I'm even operating it up and down with the motors. You cannot hear anything. I can also turn on this here. This is what I'm using most of the time. And this is actually to extract the fume. Super noisy. I use it there, and it's not quite pleasing if you have the whole day this noise here, but I cannot even hear it because I'm using the noise cancelling from the FreeBuds Pro 4. So that's really amazing. Not only the microphone quality, but combined with the noise cancellation, it just shuts you off and you can work. And you don't care about your surroundings. Absolutely great for shared offices, but also if you're working, for instance, in coffee shops, on the airport or whatever, where you need a quiet place, that's the magic what the FreeBuds Pro 4 can do. Now, as I have the FreeBuds Pro 3 and 4 here, you will probably ask me, hey, which one should I get? Now, honestly, I think right now, if you don't have any, I would get the 4. They have a better microphone. It's just a little bit clearer, crispier, and the noise cancellation from the microphone is better. Don't get me wrong, on the Pro 3, it's outstanding, and here it's just a little bit more better. Now, when it comes to noise cancelling, what you hear, the active noise cancelling, with the silicone tips, I don't notice a big difference, but with the memory foam tips, you definitely notice a difference that they just have better noise cancelling. So if you don't have any FreeBuds or any earbuds right now, I would definitely get the Pro 4. But if you have the Pro 3, I'm not sure if this is such a big upgrade. Anyhow, if you're in the market for earbuds, check out the Pro 4. Now, when it comes to the sound quality, they sound really good. They sound better than the sound cores I've recently tested, better than the AirPods, and they're in a very similar price range. Also, the noise cancelling is just great with the memory foam ear tips, so it's very hard not to recommend the FreeBuds Pro 4. So if you want to check them out, I will leave you some links down below in the description. Make sure to check them out, or check out the Huawei website of your individual country. If you have any more questions, write a comment down below and I'll try to answer as soon as possible. So big thanks for watching until the end. See you in the next one. Have a nice day and bye.